Be a shorter episode. Deep sighs from us as we go live. Sorry we're late. We were waiting for Sean, but he's not going to be joining us tonight. At least not at the moment. So we'll see when that happens. But thanks for joining. Thanks for those who waited. And this is episode 34. This is Hello.
The Steve keeping it green.
Steve, I watched nothing this week because we watched a couple horror films to finish out our 31 days of horror. But I did watch one thing that got my heart racing, got me feeling all good inside. I had the goodies, and that was Monday Night Football, Steve. I got my Bears beating New England in New England, and it was amazing.
New England is not New England anymore, so
I understand that. This isn't Tom Brady. This isn't the back in the day, but it doesn't matter. They still have that mystique.
You got a dub.
And no, Johnny, you're right. His check did not clear. So it's, he had prior commitments because they paid him more. It's what happens, when Sean does his thing. We're just along for the ride. What's up, Martin?
Martin, hello.
But yeah, it was a good game. I'm happy. I was happy.
Was it a good game?
I mean, Justin Fields had a good game. That's all I care about. See, like Justin Fields ran for 80 some yards, threw for almost 200. I'm looking for improvements because this team is going to have $125 million in salary cap next year. I mean, they almost have a clear roster to build out next year, plus full draft picks. They traded Robert Quinn, got another fourth. I'm looking for all I needed to know is Justin our future, or are they going to have to draft another quarterback? I think last week proved it that he can be our future. And he just needs to keep improving. I think we're going to get killed by Dallas. I said it last week. We're going to get killed by New England. I thought because New England's got a really good defense. But what up, Taylor? Joshua wants to know what kind of lights you're running on the display shelves.
They're just LED strips, like 6-foot LED strips. Get them I got mine at GameStop on sale.
Joshua, come on, man. Fields equals trash. Come on, Joshua. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about football's been not fun for me lately. It's just like we're not getting blown out, but like it's just like we can't finish. The Niners can't finish.
And I got Debo hurt, so
now Debo's hurt. Like, and now we have no fucking unless we start unloading people in the next day or two before the trade deadline.
You're not, because you just traded for Christian McCaffrey. What are you unloading?
Well, we could probably trade a fucking couple running backs now. Like, we didn't need help in the running back department. Dang.
Yeah, but
we have like fucking three. We have like 4 running backs that are hurt right now, and like now we have 5. Like, we're gonna have to. I don't know.
But who's trading for a hurt running back? That's the problem.
Nobody. But Jeff Wilson Jr. is catching a lot of people that want him for RB2 on their team.
Oh, maybe.
But like right now, we don't have a fucking draft next year.
Gonna get a 5th.
And like, I'm sorry, but like going all in for Christian McCaffrey, like this isn't the fucking Rams last year. We don't have Jimmy. Like, I love Jimmy Garoppolo, I do, but like he's not the guy. He ain't gonna take us. I like his attitude.
He took you to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game. So I mean,
I know, but that was not that. But that was not. Neither of those seasons were standout seasons.
He was one catch away from winning you that Super Bowl.
But he missed the throw, which is the story of fucking Jimmy Garoppolo.
Barely. But yeah. Let's talk about a real team. Not a fan, but damn, the Giants riding that luck wave. You're right. The Giants are, man. The Giants are crazy.
The Giants, the Jets.
I'm actually starting Daniel Jones in my fantasy game this week. Although I'm kind of contemplating not, because
it's all over the place.
I have Dak. I don't know what to do, but
Tom Brady, fucking worst record of his whole career. The Packers are trash. Fucking the Jets are good.
Again, this is why I'm happy. Packers are trash, And my team played the first time I can ever remember a primetime game where I actually had a smile on my face for most of the game. Most
Damn,
of the
you were
time,
up
primetime
late on
games,
Monday, huh?
huh?
Were you up late?
I watched after the game. I watched everything. I watched ESPN break down the tape, talking about. I mean, because like it was the first time in a long time that actually people were talking about like the Bears actually showed something. I mean, the fact that Troy Aikman said that Justin actually looks like a real quarterback. I've never heard Troy Aikman say that in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Since he's been broadcasting anything good about the Bears. So good for the Vikings, LOL. Yeah, I know Big Berg, but you know what? You gotta play Chicago one more time, Big Berg. We'll see where that game goes. Gotta play Chicago one more time.
Yeah, we'll see. The season's weird. Lots of teams are doing things that you didn't expect.
Wouldn't expect, yeah.
So
It's been
I mean, look at Indianapolis. Matt Ryan's now QB2. What?
QB3 actually, because he's hurt. So I mean, Nick Foles has got QB2 ranking right now. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess he is. Yeah, he would be considered QB3.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's a weird like, and then Justin Herbert was doing so good, and then his last game was shit too. Like what's going on?
Well,
he's
he's banged up though. I mean, that's the other thing too. So, so I mean, besides Monday Night Football and then watching a new horror movie every night.
I saw somebody say today, Tom Brady fucking ended his relationship to go get beat by fucking Mitch Trubisky for Pittsburgh. They're like, get out of the game, Tom.
No, there's something else I saw. It was like there's only three people who took rings from Tom Brady, Eli Manning, Nick Foles, and Giselle.
Damn, that's cold blooded.
I was like, oh man,
that's really good. That's fucked up though. You know,
this boy
but
Sam
this fool Tom's out here saying some dumb shit too though. He said something in an interview like, oh, yeah, when I have to go leave my family for football, it's kind of like going out for deployment. You're like, no, the fuck, it's not.
No, exactly.
Whoa, dude.
He's an idiot. I mean, that's it. I mean,
Tom Brady.
He is the GOAT at the quarterback, got the 7 rings, but man, I don't know. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But
he could have left, went to Tampa Bay, and in his first year won a Super Bowl and been like, I'm fucking out. Greatest of all time. Look at that. Went to a whole new team, whole new coaching system, whole new everything, won a fucking Super Bowl. I quit. I'm done. I'm out.
The funniest thing about that
fucking too, greedy Tom Brady, greedy.
Well, you know, the funniest thing too about that is I didn't realize Giselle is worth more than he is. So I mean, it might be one of the first times where he's not gonna have to give up half that salary because she's I think she's almost double in net value than he is. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. So, but hey, there you go.
I did watch the season finale of House of the Dragon.
Okay.
I actually didn't watch the episode before that. I waited to do a back-to-back. I wanted to watch them both, and it's a good thing I did. Mostly is because like I just didn't get to the other episode. But I'm like, when I had a chance, I was like, the new one comes out like tomorrow. Days, we'll just wait and watch them at the same time. And it's a good thing I did because one episode is literally this group of characters story, and then the next episode is this other group of character story, and how they don't really happen at the same time. Like this happens and then this happens, but you really focus on one group for a whole episode, then another group for a whole episode. And the finale was fucked up. I mean, it's been out for a week now, so I don't, when that little boy gets eaten and his dragon gets eaten, it's fucking terrible. And when Rhaenyra hears about it and she turns around and she gives the fucking Handmaid's Tale face to the camera, you're like, ooh, shit's going fucking down. So can't wait for that. But I'm going to have to, because the next season's not coming out till sometime in 2024 at the earliest. So, and that's not January 2024, that's fucking probably October, November, some shit like that. So we got a minute, but it was very good. I give the season a hero. I thought it was fantastic. It's really good shit. If you like that world, you like this show. So
that's good. That's good. Joshua, DeRozan hitting that 20K mark was awesome for him. I kind of the team is not as strong. I think they're 3-4 right now because I think they lost to Philly tonight. As I hoped, especially that 20,000. They should have beat San Antonio, but what are you gonna do? Basketball.
Sean's
Steve's
not
falling
here.
asleep.
Sean's not here. We can't do basketball talk.
But we can. People are asking.
can't.
I love my Bulls. I was watching some of those games this week too. It's kind of.
Have you been I know this week was a lot of Halloween stores for us. Like today I actually took the family. We went into Sacramento. We went to like Old Town Sacramento. It's like wooden sidewalks and shit. We went there and like there's this really cool 3-story costume shop called Evangeline's. It is crazy. It's like they have fucking every fucking thing over there. Went and spent a whole bunch of money over there.
Steve, do you know that there's a Spirit Halloween movie?
I did. I actually heard it wasn't that bad. I've heard they're like
Christopher Lloyd's in it.
Yeah, I heard they were like, it's kind of like a Goosebumps thing. It's not like scary. It's like a kid's thing, but they're like, it's not that bad. So good for them.
Because you just talked about like Halloween stores. I was just like, man,
the Spirit's the fucking worst though, man. Like they do have some cool stuff, but their stores are so packed. Like you can't like the lines and all the Spirit stores I'm into are like all the way through.
There's one right down my street, and it's actually like perfect because it's like an old Walgreens that like they haven't done anything with, and boom, put a Spirit. I wish I would have bought the Linda Blair animatronic they had because it was awesome. Like
I've been seeing this light. It's like a desk light, but it's Jason Voorhees masks. And and it has a little stand. No, it just has a little stand, but it's just like a light. And you can flip the stand in a way that you can mount it to the wall, and it's still just a light. It doesn't spin around, but like it's really cool. It's like $30. So I've been looking at that. I found this really cool store called like Rasputin or like something like Old Monk. I don't know. It's weird. They have like clothes and fucking old movies, 50-cent VHSs. So
man, so you got some VHSs.
I got quite a few VHSs to talk about this week.
If you got nothing, if you didn't watch anything else, let's get into VHS talk, man. Let's just
tape talk. Just getting into tape talk. So I did get some. I wouldn't say grails this week, but I got some horror movies that are. I'm excited to have them in my possession now. First movie to talk about real quick is So I Married an Axe Murderer. Love that movie.
It's my favorite Michael. It's my favorite.
Look at the size of that boy's head. So
it's my favorite Mike Myers movie.
Fantastic. So had to pick that one up. The movie sucks, but I have the first one, so I got Universal Soldier: The Return, the one with Goldberg. Remember that?
Yeah, but it's still Van Damme. So
it's still Van Damme, Michael Jai White. So very cool. Let's see, 13th Warrior with Antonio. That's a good movie. I like this. Beowulf kind of story. Bringing Out the Dead with Nicolas Cage. I think, is it John Goodman that's in this too? Patricia Arquette? Yep, John Goodman. Ving Rhames. I've seen this once. I don't really remember it, but 50 cents.
There you go. James wants to know what's your VHS grill piece.
Dream Warriors, baby. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. That is my best VHS that I got.
Should be.
That's the best one I got. So, and that thing, I've watched that thing like 3 times already on VHS. It works just fine.
Love it. Dream Warriors.
Comic book movie, Road to Perdition, Tom Cruise. Little Depression era.
Good one.
Movie.
Michael Clark Duncan.
It's a classic comedy from the 80s, but I got Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and the fucking box is in great shape. Like, it's really nice. So
I like the blue with the white. I like that.
Yeah. It's very, very cool. I love the checkering on the back. Like, it's just a really solid box. Great movie. So Fast Times. This movie kind of sucks, but it does get added to the horror section, the 13th floor. Remember, they were like trying to do like the Matrix. So there's that. Let's see. I know I got some shit in here. All those ones are all good. I found this. I don't know what this is, but I bought it. It's Tales from the Never-Ending Story. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Is that the fourth one?
I guess. I don't even know when it came out. It says 2002. I don't know.
Weird.
I have no idea. But
James wants to know what's a grail piece that you don't have. Which one do you want? What's the movie you want?
The original Nightmare. The original
As
Nightmare.
it should, again, in my view, as it should be.
It's, I mean, yeah, I want fucking, I want all the Friday the 13th, but like, I would rather have the original Nightmare before any of those. So it's like, that's it. Like the original Nightmare, if I could get the whole Nightmare, the 6, I don't even care. I think I even have Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but I don't care about that shit. I want the original 6, even though like
Freddy's Dead is
2 of those movies are hot trash, but I want that, but that first one with that iconic logo on the side, the black box, the red logo with the white lettering. Whew, I want that bad. So, Tales from the Never-Ending Story.
One of my grills, Steve, to match you on that for NES games is to get a Nightmare on Elm Street on the NES, but that game goes for well over $100.
The sticker art on that's awesome, though. So I know exactly which game you're talking about. I got Highlander 1 and 2, so I also got Highlander Endgame. They did it before Marvel a little, the original Endgame.
Oh my god. So
Adrian Paul.
The Russos stole the title from Highlander 3.
Christopher Lambert. I'm probably never, ever going to watch these movies. I might watch the first one, but not these two. But they'll all be together. Nice. How about this one? You remember this a little? Michael Douglas in Black Rain.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
What a terrible movie, especially
terrible
for
movie.
Michael Douglas.
But I love the logo on the side, like the way there's like little scratch marks in where it says Black Rain. I don't know.
Why is it like it looks like the top is it crushed, or is it like just how the side art?
No, it's not like crushed. It's like really squished way in there.
Yeah, I was like, that's so weird. But I
know it's like if you take the front part of the box, I don't want to do all that shit. But yeah, it is weird. Even the front, like Michael Douglas is like right at the fucking top. Like, it's a great box. It's a shit movie, but I do actually really like this movie. Wesley Snipes, Robert De Niro, The Fan.
Very good movie.
Very cool. Very good movie. I love the soundtrack to this. 9 Inch Nails, Benicio del Toro. I love this movie. So that's a good one. Classic movie, but I got the stupid Warner Brothers hits bar across the top. But I did get Lady Hawk with Michelle Pfeiffer, Matthew Broderick, Rutger Hauer, the old medieval movie. But it's this fucking bar. But you can't see it on the side, so it's still got a cool side box. So that's really awesome. What do we got? And I actually didn't even bring in a few of them. Some of them were just filler that I didn't want to talk about. So, but Hard Rain, Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman. Remember that? It was like a heist during like a crazy storm or some shit. I remember I saw it once, but yeah, well, it'll go. I like the side box, like the cool red to blue with the nice logo on there.
Is Morgan Freeman on the other side?
I'll probably display it with the Morgan Freeman side out.
I was gonna ask, whose picture goes out?
Morgan Freeman's always out, especially if he's up against Christian fucking Slater.
What are you talking about, man? Pump Up the Volume is one of the best.
That is not the Christian Slater we have now, Will, and that is not the Christian Slater we had in Hard Rain either. So,
true. Pump Up the Volume wasn't.
I'd have to look again. I don't know if I have this already, but I know I don't have the director's cut. Anyways, I got Spawn. I do like the box. It's got that like raised, graphic, and I like how it's like matte here, but really shiny there. It's a very cool box. And say what you want about the movie, the Spawn suit on the cover looks great.
I think in the movie it looked good too. I mean, I know it was a little bulky, but for 97.
The only thing that looks kind of shitty is the cape. The whole suit actually I thought looks all right. Like not the transformation when all that shit kind of comes out and wraps around. That all looks really cheesy, but like
again,
the practical suit looks pretty good.
I didn't hate the cape either. There were some pretty good scenes where you saw that cape flowing McFarlane style. So
So now we're getting into well, I guess we can talk about. I got The Forgotten with Julianne Moore. The only thing I remember about this movie is at one point, like she's talking to somebody in a cabin, and the whole fucking roof gets pulled off, and it's like this really crazy shot of the camera going way up out. So I don't remember what this movie's about, but I know it's like horror thriller-ish, kind of a haunting supernatural thriller. Huh?
Well, there you go.
So there's that. Again, just to add to the horror section, I don't like this movie, but I did get Tommy Knockers.
Ugh.
Jimmy Smits. But I love the Vidmark on the top. That's old shitty, like low budget movies, Vidmark Entertainment. It's a cool box, but just to fill out the horror section a little bit, as is the rest of the stuff. So I only have 4 more. They're really quick. Denzel Washington, John Goodman, Fallen.
Love that movie.
About that recently, so found that one, swooped that up. Movie. Great movie, great box. It's just I love the side, just the names and the red lettering, which is very cool. Okay, the next 3 are ones that you're gonna really like. So this box is weird, but we all love the movie, and I've seen this box. I've seen the box for this movie, but not this particular box. This is House with William Catt.
Oh, nice.
What a weird box. Like it always has the finger only with just the word house, like right here. But like
I think
that
was like the late.
It's definitely not the original release because like the side like looks. See, there's the original cover right there. Mm-hmm. But then there's this weird house logo, and then the back just looks like a fucking made for like nothing bullshit. But it's the actual movie. So I need to get House 2, and I prefer to get a better House box.
House 2, second story.
Did we review those for 31 days, right? Both of them? Yeah. So House. This might be up there on like one of my favorites that I got, but Creepshow.
Oh, nice.
On VHS. The box is really good except for this little flat tag right here. Other than that, right. It's in like perfect condition. You can see it's still shiny. Not as good as Creepshow 2, but Creepshow 1's still pretty rad, So
well, it's got the iconic poster. I mean, I think
the cover's great. And that on the shelf, I'll probably go this side. I'll peel the sticker off, but there's like the Creepshow guy down here. Yeah. I'll probably display this side here. Very, very cool. So that one was awesome. And I could not believe that I found this in as good a shape as I got. And what a great box for another movie we reviewed for 31 days. Scanners.
Oh, nice.
Look at that box, man.
I love the side. The side.
Come on, look at that. Oh, so it's got that awesome fucking Embassy Home Entertainment logo. Same on the front, like down there. Like I love the fucking thing on the front. 10 seconds, the pain begins. 15 seconds, you can't breathe. 20 seconds, you explode. Very, very, very cool. There's just that one picture on the back. It looks like that guy's got some fucking poop problems. Just awesome. Just awesome. The movie, actually the sticker on the movie is like a little weird. It's like, it looks like it's got
James says like, Black Rain is awesome.
I've only seen it once and it was a long time ago and I don't remember thinking it was that awesome. But hey, it's worth a revisit. James has spoken. I'm not going to go against the word of the almighty James.
I agree.
I know when we watched this movie, we had fun with it, but again, it is a classic, and I just love the logo on the side with the little heartbeat kind of line that goes through. You could probably,
I can see it.
Yeah. So just that box is just going to look so awesome in the horror section on the shelf when I get the shelves built. But can't pass it up, And this one, so I got a lot of those movies at that old Rasputin place. I was telling you, it was like 50 cents. This, Creepshow, Fallen, several others I got at the thrift store, 15 tapes for $1.
Oh my God.
And I didn't even get to 15. I think I got like 12. And they're like, you can get 3 more. I was like, I don't have 3 more I want. It's like, I'll just give you $1.
Here's the $1. Keep the change.
Yeah. I'll donate the rest. So 20 movies to add. Well, 24 actually, because I put a couple of them up there I didn't care to talk about, but just keep raking in the movies, man. I'm filling out the horror section quite nicely, though.
Yeah.
Did Ridley Scott direct Black Rank? I mean, if James says he did, he did. I don't even know where the fucking box is anymore. Oh, well. Either way. Oh, here it is. That's tape talk for the week. Let's see. Son of a bitch. It is Ridley Scott. I'm going to have to rewatch this shit. Who else is in this? Andy Garcia. Golly. Who the fuck is Kate Capshaw? She looks hot. All right. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I'll throw it in the VCR when we're done recording. We'll see.
There you go.
Yeah, several tapes.
Nice.
And of course, whenever I go to the Halloween store, I don't really buy, costumes or anything, but I get like shit like cool Killer Clowns from Outer Space shirts or this awesome fucking Nightmare.
Yeah, I like the Nightmare beanie. I really
that was really cool. I got my new iced coffee cup, which is also Mr. Frederick Krueger hanging out. So I like to clean up on horror stuff when it's out there. You can't find, like, this cup was like $2. Like, you can't find this shit any other time of the year. This is why I got the Crystal Lake and the Friday the 13th mask one. Yeah. Same cubs like last year. So I love this season, man. And it sucks that it's already fucking over. It's like, or real close to being over.
She's from the second Indiana Jones movie.
She's the one hanging out with him in Short Round and the.
I think so. Yeah. So, the only thing I got this week is I kind of got. It's a Grail book, but not in a Grail grade. So, but it's gonna be one for my personal collection, just because I love the suit and I love the character. So I got Web of Spider-Man 118 CGC 9.2, the first Scarlet Spider. So book is going up in price.
Love the original Scarlet Spider suit. So good.
Yeah, this is gonna go right with my Hot Toys. So that's why I wanted it. That's why I didn't care it was 9.2.
So 90s with the pouches on the ankles and the.
Oh yeah, you see that? I mean, you can see that there. Like there, the web shooters, the wrist gauntlet shooters, kind of sticking out.
You got the ad for the game on the back. Very nice.
Maximum Carnage on the back. I know that's what I love about looking at these. Like, I've been buying like tons of books. I have I'm up to like 25 fucking short boxes of comics now. Like,
what I notice a lot of ads for in a lot of my old books is like the movie Mallrats. Like, why is there so many fucking Mallrats pages in all these books? Like, I must have gotten a bunch of books at a certain time period.
Mid 90s, that's what it was. It's your favorite Spider-Man suit, Ryan. It's one of my favorite suits. Why I was so happy to get that Hot Toy. But yeah, this book in a high grade, so I think 9.2 to me is considered a high grade, goes for about $100 raw. So I got it for 95 shipped in graded. So I got it way better because I've been seeing these all over. I've been watching them on eBay. I put an offer in. Guy accepted it. So that's what I've been kind of trying to do, is like really like biding my time, just watching a bunch of auctions. If they're not selling or if they're not bidding, just trying to put an offer in and see if I make it. Yeah. And the thing that sucks about this book, like, I think this book could be such a higher grade, is you won't be able to see it on camera here, but like the top staple is in a little bit. So it's just kind of like creased in weirdly. And it sucks.
That's like manufacturer fucking problems, though. It's like,
It is. And like, I'm looking at it, like, there's no spine ticks or anything on this book. It's just that staple kind of just like was pushed in a little too far compared to the bottom staple. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I'm like, again, like I said, I don't care. I mean, if it was a 9.8, it'd be $1,000 book, and I'm not paying $1,000 for this book. So paying $95. Especially because I, sold a bunch of stuff on Whatnot, buying some stuff I want to kind of fill up my collection. I'm actually going to rearrange my entire office and room. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be working on that this next week, kind of doing a full kind of like reimagining, remodeling kind of thing. Because I got too much stuff. I feel like I have a lot of dead space in the middle, so I want to kind of like utilize that. So
Yeah, that's why like when I do my change, I'm moving to a smaller room, surprisingly enough, with all my shit. But currently, all my shit just lines the walls of this room, and the whole middle is just like dead. I just got a couch and shit. Like it's just all dead
yeah.
space. But we're looking to get into like the VR shit pretty soon. So we want this room to kind of have more open in the middle for that
Are
shit.
you doing it for the PS5 VR? Are you getting an Oculus or what are you getting?
Actually, the specs for the PS5 VR2
Or better?
are better than anything that
I
Meta
know.
is putting out right now. So I think I mean, I'm gonna eventually get a PS5 anyway, so like probably just do it that way. But the kids all really love VR. The local library here has got like the VR set up, and like the kids go over there and mess with that. And I told you I took the boy for his
Yeah.
birthday, and we did that. It was great. And it's like it's
You have a
coming
PS4
along.
still, right? You have a PS4, or is your PS4
My
broken?
PS4 broke. My PS4 broke. It just stopped working. I don't know. Shit, I just chucked it. It wouldn't even turn on. It was fucked. So we were the last time we were able to turn it on, we were able to like factory default it because we had to do that. We had to do that several times and then re-sign in and all that other shit. And the last time we did it, we factory defaulted it, turn it on, and you couldn't do anything. It was just like a blue screen. And it's like,
it sucks.
So no PlayStation currently at my house. Took a shit, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'd get the PS4 VR. I mean, I know the Oculus is a little better spec wise, but like I think the PS4 works great. Like the VR is fantastic on it. So
yeah, I used it before,
and it comes with a dongle to be able to use it for the PS5 until you're ready to upgrade that. You know what I mean? So it's like when we get a PS4, a PS5, like we can still use that VR. We're going to have the dongle that connects to it, and then
right.
when we eventually upgrade it, or get that,
for sure. But like when that happens, like the couch will be pushed up against this back wall here. We're gonna turn this into a more of like a formal sitting area,
like rec room area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and then all my shit will be moved into this other room over here, and it's a whole plan. But like the amount of work that's gonna go into that is like crazy. So
I'm not doing that kind of crazy work. I'm just
I have to build a wall. I have to
I know. Yeah,
I have to do all kinds of stuff.
I'm not having to do that, so I'm happy with that. I do want to build my garage into a rec room. Problem is, I have too much crap in there, and I can't get rid of it yet. Like I need to get the kids and the wife to just start piecing stuff out, and they're not ready for it.
One of our things that we like to go here is like we have a lot of shit in the garage, a lot of shit in the shed, and it's like, have we used that in a year? It's like, no, then throw it the fuck away because we don't need. If we haven't used it in a year, we don't need it. And I'm not just like not baby pictures and shit like that. Like there's a place for all that,
right?
But like if it's like a fucking just a lamp in the garage, have we used it for a year? No. Have we bought a new lamp this year? Yes. All right. Well, then throw this fucking thing away. Like it doesn't need to be.
Or give it to Goodwill. Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do, and I've been doing that. And like we're supposed to have a yard sale in the community in 2 weeks, but like we're actually not 2 weeks, next weekend. And Jenny's like, we're not going to be ready, and I'm like, all right, fine. But I guess they do them a lot more around here, so I'm just going to start cleaning that up and kind of organizing that to have like a pile for the yard sale and just move it out because we got some furniture and stuff. Like that's the thing. I had a full basement. I don't have a full basement now. So a lot of that stuff that was in the basement, like we're trying to find where it goes. And I found some cool stuff that I had that I totally forgot I had. Steve, I have this big banner from Walmart when they released the Star Wars VHS special edition. It's like a 10-foot by 4-foot banner.
Dang.
And it's like that, like real good, like that vinyl material, like that. It's really shiny and stuff. And it's in our garage. I think it was Jenny's. I think she picked it up from Walmart because we both worked at Walmart back in the day. And it's just rolled up nicely. And I'm just looking at that. I'm like, I want to hang that up somewhere. But I don't know. Like it's got to be in the garage. I don't have the wall space out here for it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's something I got to do. And I got to get rid of that TV. I got to figure out what to do with that thing. Unless I use it and put like all my retro consoles, because my Sega Genesis 2 comes this week. I'm so excited.
Oh, I really want that too. I haven't. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but
I was gonna say you got to do it soon because it's Amazon exclusive, and they said it's gonna be less for every. I think they said like for every 5 of the Genesis 1 that they made, they're gonna make 1 of the Genesis 2. It's gonna be like that limited.
Then I probably won't even end up worrying about it because all my mini system are just sitting on my shelf anyways. I'm not using them.
Yeah, but it's still a Genesis 2.
I don't need
and
it.
there's some. And
It looks the same as the Genesis 1.
But they got some Sega CD games in there, some 32X games in there.
I'm not gonna play them.
Sonic CDs.
I'm not gonna play them. But yeah, no. Oh, and speaking of games, I've been playing the fucking shit out of Gotham Knights, and let me tell you, I don't care what anybody says. I love the game. You know, I play through the flaws. The only major real flaw that I have is the game just crashes. Like you just be doing shit and poof, it just ends, and you are back at your home screen. You're like, fuck, and you got to load it back up. But you know, and that happens at least once every gaming session. So like they're gonna have to, but they're already talking about they're gonna release patches for that. And I know it was funny last week. You asked me like, oh, well, like you know, take your personal love of Robin and all that shit out of it, and like, is it a good game? Like, I can't. I cannot take that out. That's part of gaming, you know, it's part of, you know, is it shit that you like, you know? Like I said, this is to me feels it's not as good as Spider-Man was as like a gaming experience, but like it feels like it feels like it's that for me. You know, like it's just weird that like it's getting so much hate. It's getting more hate than Avengers. And I don't understand that.
Is it really?
It is, and I don't get it. I'm like, Avengers was a shit game. Like the campaign was great, but that was only like 4 hours long. Like this campaign, I'm still going on it, you know, and I've been playing it for a week. So, you know, I'm loving it. You know, I do think that they could be doing some upgrades, but like I'm hoping for DLCs and shit like that. But with the way it's going and how much shit it's taken, I doubt we're even going to get anything. Like they're probably just going to wash their hands of this whole shit. And it's unfortunate because I think this game, it's got a huge city. Gotham City is massive in this game. And, you know, if they were given the opportunity to, you know, come up with some DLCs and some different things, some patches, I think they could really make a great game out of this. You know, I guess maybe it's just unfortunate that it came out and it wasn't completely polished. You know, and you get put in a hard space between that. You know, I see a lot of comments, people like, well, they shouldn't have released an unfinished game, this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, but then they say, oh, it's delayed, and everybody bitches that it gets delayed. So like, what are you going to do? You're going to get bitched at either way, you know?
Yeah, it's a lose-lose, right? You know, so it's fine.
I don't know. I'm loving it.
I mean, you know what? As long as you are having fun with it, that's all that matters.
Loving it. And it's been fun. I've been playing with Lino, playing with Sean. It's fucking awesome every time, you know, like getting in and fucking.
I mean, how much does Sean charge you to play with him?
This guy. It's like I'm like, oh, I'm in a fucking game. He's like, all right, I'll be on. And then he's not on. And then fucking Lino gets on, and Lino's like, hey, I'm in a game. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then Sean's like, well, you're not gaming with me, you're gaming with Lino. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? Fucking sit here and play with myself while I'm waiting on you? Fucking get on the game then.
You hear that, Sean? Wait,
no, he
doesn't
hear
tattoo shop. No, we're just messing with Sean.
Yeah, no. But I really like it. So I don't know if anybody else out there is gaming it. I know Taylor was gaming it.
James wants to know, does that happen because you're playing it online, the crash? Yeah, I'm guessing yes, right?
Well, I mean, you do have to log in. It does say logging in, but I don't like when I'm playing, but I guess I am playing online because other people at certain times have jumped into my game, like random people. But I don't think it's that. Like it just crashes, and it's a complaint across the board from everybody. Okay. And I don't know what the problem is. There's times where I'm playing and I'm in Sean's world and we're doing something, and then Sean's like, oh, I got kicked, and then I get kicked because I'm in Sean's fucking game. So, you know, I don't know what's causing that. And it's hard to believe that like in all the testing that didn't happen for anybody else. Like where they're like, what the fuck is this? So that's really the only big glaring problem. I remember everyone was saying, I read a review today and they're like, oh, the grueling leveling up process. I'm like, grueling? It maxes out at level 30, which I hit a few days ago, and it wasn't grueling. Like, it was no problem. Just beat the shit out of people and level up. It's really easy. So, I don't know. It's one of those games where, like, you go out, you start your patrol at night, and the whole map is lit up with shit to do. And you go do all that, and there's story missions in there. Now, if you just go do the story missions, yeah, you might burn through the game in a day or two. If you're just balls to the wall, gaming fucking hard, and only doing
Spider-Man was just like that too, right? Like Spider-Man,
but half the fun is going around and collecting the stupid backpacks. And everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know why you have to collect these dumb batarangs." Why the fuck not? You're collecting stupid backpacks in Spider-Man. Nobody complained about that. And like, all the things are repetitive. Like, all the things are repetitive, kind of like in Spider-Man when you had to go stop the fucking robberies and stop the same fucking repetitive ass little mini things that you had to do all the fucking time. I don't know. I like that. I'm like, how come you guys are bitching about only this DC property? But when it's the same game and Marvel does it, it's like fucking award winning. I don't get the hate. I do not. So that's my 2 cents. Fuck the haters. It's really good.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you're having fun with it. I probably will pick it up to play with you guys at some point.
Yeah, the 4-player mode is going to be dropping in sometime in November. So
I'm hoping the price drops on it, maybe because of all the hate. Just like Avengers, that price dropped real quick on that game. That game came out full price. We all bought it full price, and then like a month later, it was like half off. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder if the same thing's going to happen with Gotham Knights. Then that'll definitely pick that thing up.
But they're still releasing shit for Avengers. They're still
they're still doing DLCs. They're still doing the characters. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that like it.
But like they could just do so much. There's so many different suits that they could bring in. You could bring in different you could bring in different playable characters. You could bring in like there's different Robins, there's different, you could like, instead of using Barbara Gordon, you could switch it up to Stephanie Brown, or you could switch it up to what's her name? Cassie Kane. I forget the other.
Isn't it Cat Kane?
I can't remember the other one. Kane something. But you could, or like switch out fucking Tim Drake for Damian Wayne, or Duke Thomas, or anybody. Like you could do some really cool shit and change some stuff up. So,
or the Robin from the girl Robin from The Dark Knight Returns, right?
Carrie Kelly. Well, yeah, exactly. You could have little things like that where you could just, when you go to play that character, when you hit A, like it gives you an option to kind of change and see which, there's.
And I guarantee, like, the game's going to be ever evolving. I'm sure there'll be a lot more happening with it.
And there's a whole new shit I unlocked earlier this week, which is like motorcycle racing. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can run around and find a little. It's like a time trial.
Could you imagine if Chris O'Donnell showed up?
Oh,
that was the Robin.
Different skins.
Him and Alicia Silverstone. Like, oh my god!
You could bring in the movie. Why can't you bring in the movie skins? The Nightwing could have the Chris O'Donnell suit from fucking Batman and Robin
with that giant cod piece, amazing.
The nipples and everything.
Oh,
they could do it.
I would pay full price for that game.
They could do it.
Amazing. So, I guess let's get into some news here. I mean, there's a lot that happened this week. I mean, we're not gonna show the trailers because that's Sean's job, but we'll talk about the trailers.
What trailers dropped?
Antman dropped.
Oh fuck, that's right. Antman dropped.
Guardians dropped.
You can show the trailers. Just share your screen.
It doesn't let me when I'm leading everything.
I don't like sharing my screen with you. You make fun of what's in my search history.
Well, because it's what's her face from Terrifier. All those pictures.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
But no, I mean, it's fine. We could just talk about Ant-Man. I mean, I'm sure there'll be more trailers coming out on it. I really liked the Yellow Brick Road. The James, I'm not watching that movie. I did see that trailer. I'm not watching House Party. I'm not watching that they're in LeBron James's house. No.
What? I didn't see that trailer.
Yes, they broke in or fell in. I don't know. I think they broke in LeBron James's house and they're going to throw a party at LeBron James's house. And LeBron's the producer of the movie, so I mean, all right. Terrible. Kid and Play, you don't change House Party or House Party 2, Pajama Jammy Jam. We're gonna talk about that, Ryan. We're gonna talk about that.
I don't see the comments.
So. Yeah, he wants to talk about Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, we'll get
to that. We'll get to that when we talk about the whole DC.
There's a lot of DC news.
DC a lot of DC studios. But so the Ant-Man, I loved, Yellow Brick Road. I loved the homage to kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Kang's kind of like the wizard. In this whole realm that he built. I think
this whole world looks crazy.
It's awesome. It is so awesome, like how this all looks like just a whole, like just a totally different movie.
There's people in there that have like shitty jobs they don't like.
Oh yeah, it's
in this weird realm. Is that Rom? Rom, the Space Knight.
No, they can't use Rom, the Space Knight.
They're not allowed. I thought they had.
Hasbro owns the rights to Rom, the Space Knight.
Marvel. I thought that the Fate, the round face robot thing. No. I was like, maybe that could be like a backdoor.
You know what? It could be because like even like technically the universe they're in is the microverse, but they had to change it to the quantum realm because they can't use the Micronauts. Because in the comics, that's how it happened. So because they can't use the Micronauts, because that again is another property that they got to do the comics for but don't own the rights to. So that's why it all changed. So maybe that is going to be
their version
of Rom the Space Knight. That would be kind of cool. But who knows?
It's just a big ass robot, and I'm like, well,
that'd be kind of that. Hey, hopefully, I have 2 issues of Rom the Space Knight #1. Hopefully they just call him Space Knight. And
but these assholes. So what they end up doing is they create a machine that they can't control, and they turn it on. Without knowing what it's going to do.
Well, of course.
And chaos ensues.
That's what Ant-Man does, right? Like, that's his shtick. He is too smart for his own good.
He didn't even turn it on. His daughter did.
Cassie. But I love him walking down the street all, like, happy and glowing. Like,
Thank you, Spider-Man.
He's the only Avenger left, really. He's the only one cashing in on the Avenger name. I mean, he's at a movie premieres and shit. Guarantee you he's the one who wrote that freaking musical because like Ant-Man's in the musical and like Ant-Man wasn't in the first Avengers movie. So it's like
he just wrote himself in.
Well, what happened? I guarantee what happened was somebody saw Ant-Man when they went back in time to get those stones. Ant-Man was there in 2012.
Yeah, but nobody saw him.
How do we know that? There's all those people in those buildings and shit, and he was now there. So he could have been told the story that he was there, and that's how it happened. I'm telling you, he's right. He's written a book. It's all this crazy shit. I love it, especially because I think Paul Rudd can pull that shit off. But man, do they make Kang look awesome. When Kang's coming down, he's got the blue shield over his face, and he's got that look, the suit, perfect. Perfection. Jonathan Majors is going to destroy Paul Rudd in this movie, especially after seeing him in that Creed trailer.
Like, it looks really good. You're dead. It's like again with the Marvel like making these weird comic book suits that you don't think would look right in live action. They just do it, and you're like, it looks perfect.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And Ryan asked, "What's the theory about what happens?" What I think is what's going to happen here is I think Kang needs Ant-Man to steal. It's a heist movie, man. All these movies have been heist movies, right? For Ant-Man, so this is going to be a heist movie. They basically said it. I need you to do something for me, Ant-Man. And if you do this, I will get you home. Just like the Wizard of Oz and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like this is all that same shit. It's the Wizard of Oz. It's going down that yellow brick road. Ant-Man's gonna have to make a decision to save his family, save his daughter and everything. He's going to have to pull a heist off for Kang. And whatever he ends up getting for Kang is what's going to lead into how Secret Wars is. Is it the Beyonder's power? Is it something bigger? Is it a way for Kang? Maybe Kang is stuck in the quantum realm and can't get out. And Janet getting out was kind of like his way of seeing how do you figure this out? and we know MODOK's here. We know Yellow Jacket / MODOK. He was in one of the background scenes. So there's going to be a lot of characters drawn in on this. I think that's kind of where they're going. I don't think it's going to be like this just big, because number one, they can't have an all out kind of like fist them up fight between Ant-Man and Kang. Like, they'll have
They
a
might
little bit
if Ant-Man goes fucking Giant Man, and then you got
But
the
did you
Wasp
see
in
that
there and
scene,
everybody
though?
else in there.
You see that scene where they had multiple Ant-Mans running with each other? Like, that was and then that one Ant-Man, like the giant man turned into like the string, kind of like Mr. Fantastic. It was kind of a crazy, like surreal scene. Like I'm thinking
you definitely going this movie green. I might need to find an IMAX 3D for this one.
well, I don't do that, so I'm not, but I'm very curious. Like, are we going to see multiple variants of Ant-Man trying to do the same heist? Because, like, why are you seeing multiple Ant-Mans in this scene? Like, what is happening? Something is happening here.
Who knows? The possibilities here are endless because we don't even know what the rules of the quantum realm are. So
we don't. And Michelle Pfeiffer, like the original Wasp, she's hiding something, man, because she's freaked the hell out. And then Bill Murray shows up, and they hooked up for a while she was stuck in the quantum realm. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a really fun and interesting movie. A great way to kick off Phase 5.
Agree. I think the trailer looked really, really good.
Yeah. And then we got a trailer for a Christmas special,
which I didn't watch.
We love our Christmas, but you didn't watch the trailer.
I didn't watch the trailer for the Christmas special. I don't know why. I just wasn't interested in watching the trailer.
It was kind of.
I'll watch the special, but like I don't know. I don't know why. I was never felt inclined to push play.
Unexpected trailer because they introduced a new character to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the trailer.
Who?
Kevin Bacon.
As
Kevin Bacon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was a funny joke for Peter Quill's Christmas.
He's Footloose. He's got the whole.
I know.
Thing.
It's been the running joke, and I thought that was good. Again, it's going to be a 45-minute special presentation. They did the special presentation logo there.
It's gonna be awesome,
and we're gonna love it. Yeah, I mean, Groot's gonna be dressed up like a Christmas tree. He already looks bigger. He already looks like like early 20s Groot. Like with that awkward big body and small head. You haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, I think Cosmo's back. I love that. The dog's in this because like there's a good shot that the team, they keep talking about Guardians 3 kind of being this ending. Zoe Saldana said it was like a bittersweet ending kind of thing. And I get it. It's going to be an ending because James Gunn, as we'll talk about, leaving. This was already going to be his last movie anyway. Mm-hmm. But I doubt it's everyone's last movie. You know what I mean?
No, they're not going to get rid of all these characters, especially not Rocket and Groot.
Right. Rocket, Groot, and I think Star-Lord sticks around. I know, I know a lot of people don't like Chris Pratt, whatever. But Star-Lord's a big character. And Star-Lord and Cosmo have their own adventures, and Rocket and Groot, like they build a different team, and I could definitely see that happening here, and not everybody going because I think Nebula has become a really big part of this, and I think I like Karen Gillan and I like what she's done with the character, and we'll see what Zoe Saldana does. I mean, I know she's doing a 15-hour Avatar movie, but we'll see if she comes back to Marvel.
We're gonna have to watch that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, that movie's already, it says, over 3 hours long. I think it's 3 hours and 10 minutes. That is long.
Dang, man. How long was the Endgame?
245, I think, around that.
Endgame?
240.
No, Endgame was over 3 hours.
I don't think it was over 3 hours long.
I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Look it up. So, all right. So moving from those two to, I guess we'll talk about some of the big announcements. So we talk
before we get into any DC shit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Henry Cavill.
Well, that's part of it, though.
Well, I guess, but like I don't want to talk about The Witcher for that long. So.
But that's where I was going with it. Henry Cavill.
Because I didn't even watch season 2.
Henry Cavill, we know it came back as Superman in Black
3
Adam.
hours and 2 minutes, Will. Endgame.
Okay,
3 hours
maybe
and
I
2
was wrong.
minutes.
It
No, you
felt
were.
like a tight 220 to me because I wanted more. So there you go. But he's being replaced because they're going to keep going with The Witcher by a young Liam Hemsworth is taking over the role. So
Now I
another one
really
of the
don't want to see that.
Hemsworth. Hey, you know what? He was good in the Hunger Games, so I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
I guess
Maybe he can pull it off. Huh?
I guess if you like the Hunger Games movies.
I didn't hate them. They were fine. There's worse things to watch. But yeah, because it sounds like his focus is bringing back Superman, and
which makes me very happy because Henry
right,
Cavill. I've always been an advocate of Henry Cavill as Superman. I love that Superman.
And at the end, in the end credits stinger, I mean, I'm sure everyone here has seen it. If we're spoiling it, I'm sorry, but for Black Adam, he shows up. We talked about it last week. He has the curl, and he has the old 70s Superman score, not the Zack Snyder Justice League Superman score. We're talking about Donner Superman score,
which I don't hate, but I like what Hans Zimmer did in Man of Steel. So
I get it, but I think DC at this moment, what they're going to do, there's been a lot of also talking about recasting the Flash after the Flash movie, kind of doing that. So we'll see what happens with that. But Steve, did you watch Black Adam yet?
Mm-mm.
So I know Sean gave it a hero. Sean liked it.
I haven't had time to go to the theater, so
I give it a hero. I do.
What? Really?
It wasn't bad.
But that doesn't mean it's a hero. It has to be good.
No, it was good. It was good for what it was. It's you know what I mean? Like I look at I gave Shazam a hero. It's not Wonder Woman 84. So it's a step
not
up.
much is.
I put it on par with kind of like Aquaman, right? Like I had fun with it. There was a lot of good in it. There was a lot of
I heard the action is really good.
Action's great. The Rock is the Rock. I mean, again, it's hard. I thought Pierce Brosnan was awesome as Dr. Fate. So I liked it. I want to watch it again. I watched it by other means, so
not a very good version.
No, not a great version. So I do want to see it again and maybe kind of solidify either if it is a hero, because at points I was figuring kind of like borderline. Is it a hero or high sidekick?
Either way, a DC movie getting a high sidekick from you is pretty good too. So
yeah, I do think the ending helped. With bringing Superman back like that, like kind of this next thing. But the problem is I don't want to see Superman. James said the only thing that annoyed him was Dr. Fate. Well, because Pierce is not going to keep a helmet on the whole time. I mean, that's it.
It's the same reason why you had a camera inside the mask of Iron Man's helmet as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the same reason why Chris Hemsworth was like, "I'm not wearing a helmet." Like, okay.
And when he did, it looked really bad on him. So, but what
Captain America always found a way to take his fucking cowl off.
They all do. I mean, the only one that's actually kind of kept it on for the most part has been Spider-Man, right? And Deadpool. They're the only ones that have been masked a good portion of the time when they're in their suits. But they still have those moments, right? And Peter, especially at the end battle, mask comes off, crying on the rooftop at the end, mask is off.
Crying. Yeah. Even the fight with Green Goblin at the end, all three of them fucking Spider-Mans had the masks off.
Masks were off. But at least they were swinging with the masks on before the masks came off. So, I mean, that was an awesome scene. But back to Black Adam. I do again. It feels to me like another movie that like is not in a bad way, but like a mid 2000s superhero movie, right? Like where it's like plot and function don't really matter. We're just gonna get to the action and kind of go. Um, but again, it wasn't bad. I kind of do the same thing. Uh, Judge Dredd with Carl Urban. Yep, Carl Urban kept taking that damn helmet off.
No, Carl
Oh no,
Urban never
that's right. He
once
never
took
took
the
that.
helmet
You're
off.
right. I'm sorry. My bad. You're right.
He
He
just
did.
fucking frowned fucking the
Wore
whole
he
time.
wore it the whole time. You're right.
No,
But Carl
Sylvester
Urban wanted Pierce
Stallone's
Brosnan.
Judge Dredd.
That's where I was getting confused. You're right because Sylvester Stallone felt like he never wore the helmet.
He wore it once in the beginning, and then once he
that
took
was
it off, that was it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes.
And Rob Schneider was in that bullshit movie.
Well, Rob
Oh,
Schneider.
man.
Let's forget him. But again, not a bad movie. I had fun with it. I thought it was good. I'm gonna watch it again. When I get a full high def copy
and maybe the 70s theme music, you know, that Superman was kind of everybody's like, I don't like Henry Cavill because it's too dark, and I want my Christopher Reeve Superman's back where he's fucking saving cats out of trees. Listen, those movies are what they are. I don't want that fucking movie.
I think you're gonna get. I think you're gonna get bits and pieces.
Cheesy as fuck. Those old movies, like, you can love them and have that nostalgic love for them, but like if you're watching them with like a critical eye, those movies do not hold up. Yeah, I
get it, but again, it's like hearing Professor Xavier come in and you hear that 90s X-Men theme, right? Like it's an iconic score for that character. And even though Hans Zimmer's score was good, it's not iconic. It's not iconic.
To me it overall. Is. But what I'm saying is like Hans Zimmer had the score all the way up through Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? So Henry Cavill comes back from the dead. He wears the black suit. He's still doing the dark music. He's fucking punching the shit out of fucking Steppenwolf. He's breaking his fucking horn off, you know, beating the brakes out of him, just punching him over. He does all that. Now he's reborn. And he comes in. He's got the bright, vibrant suit. He said he went back to the Man of Steel suit with the bigger S because the Man of Steel suit, that S was like fucking shoulder to shoulder and almost down to his damn belly button. That thing was huge on his chest. It was big. I'm exaggerating, but it was really, really big, especially compared to the Batman v Superman suit. The Batman v Superman suit, the S was a lot smaller. Brandon Routh suit, it was criminally small.
It was like a name tag. The name tag. What does it say?
Oh, yeah, your Halloween logo on your shirt is much bigger than Brandon Routh's Superman logo was on his. So, you know, but I think bringing in, and I've seen the screenshots. You know, I've watched the scene. Everybody has that S, the red and yellow are bright. The blue is bright. Like, and he's coming in with the curl. He's coming in with the.
It's a different
bright
logo.
Music. You know, it
doesn't have all. It's very sleek. It doesn't have all that other kind
texture.
Of like, that Snyder put in his. I think one, they like the actors. They're going to keep the actors that work.
Mm-hmm.
Momoa, I mean, Affleck, I'm guessing, is now going to be back. They're going to throw a truckload of money at him.
Good.
Because as we'll talk about with Gunn's role and everything, like there's going to be multiple Batmans running around here. I think they're going to keep what they like and discard the rest. And I think Zack Snyder's vision is gone. Like I think having that score there to introduce Superman is a turn in the page away from that darker version, and we're going to go into this new path.
Mm-hmm.
And this new path will now be run creatively by James Gunn.
Crazy.
Which is, again, really good.
Red Rover, send one of yours on over.
Well, and rumor is, again, I don't know how true it is. We talked about this months ago that DC offered the role to Kevin Feige. So my guess is he turned it down. But it's interesting that
they would be stupid not to offer it.
Well, of course.
Like
how many Brinks trucks would you like, sir, to come and help fix this. But I think it's interesting because so he has, I can't remember the other guy's name because he's the guy who's the producer of the Conjuring series.
Peter Safran or something like that.
Thank you. Yes.
Safran.
So he's going to be the financial guy, the guy, the part of the oversight. Gunn's going to focus on the creative piece, and they're going to work together on a cohesive universe that does animation and all this other stuff.
Did you ever watch Peacemaker?
No, remember I haven't gotten to it, but I
but
can't
now you have to.
I know. But the crazy part about this is Reeves's Batman is its own thing, and he's reporting to a different person. So Reeves's Batman universe that Reeves is building is outside of this DC Studios that they're calling themselves now. The Joker universe is a whole separate thing as well. That's its own thing that's reporting to a different head, not Gunn and them. So Gunn and them are going to have no say in what the Joker universe is doing and what the Batman universe is doing.
But all three of those motherfucking groups have one boss. And when Gunn's universe is making a shitload more money than this, whatever this garbage fucking Lady Gaga musical bullshit coming out is,
that won an Oscar, Steve. That's gonna hold some weight, and it made $1 billion in its first movie. So even if they shit the bed with this second one with this attempt, I still think they're gonna get a third try. You won an Oscar. You made $1 billion on a pretty low budget. I think you're gonna get some free reign.
I mean, more content is good content, I guess. I am not excited at all for the Joker Part 2. And to be honest, the Joker for me a little overrated. Like, it was good, but it wasn't like.
Well, to me, it didn't feel like a Joker movie.
It was whatever. It was a good movie, but I didn't feel like it. To me, it didn't deserve all the accolades that it got. But and the Batman, we all liked it. I think we all gave it heroes. Batman, I've watched it a couple times since then. It's a really good movie. I don't know if I want that to be like the main universe, because there's no other superheroes in that fucking universe. That is a fucking Christopher Nolan universe. That is, Batman's the only one. So none of the other superheroes would work in that gritty thing that he's. And I've heard that Red Reports oh, made fun of you last week for saying that. But I read articles where Matt Reeves is talking about how he wants to do like spin-off movies and all the villains get their own movies.
They have the Penguin show coming out on HBO Max.
But that turned more into a Gotham PD kind of show. Right,
but it's still starring the Penguin.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. But like, who knows? Like, that hasn't started production. So like, I mean, is it coming? Who knows? I mean, they're talking about the next Reeves Batman movie might not be until 2025. So, and then you're planning on building out from there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think James Gunn is going to find a way to. James Gunn is solid in what Zack Snyder set up, especially with Peacemaker. I mean, the fucking Justice League shows up in the Peacemaker show. Everybody besides Batman, I think. But Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash are there.
Was it Kevin?
Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller were the only people that it showed their faces. And when it showed the group shot, they were all in silhouette.
Okay.
And then when Peacemaker got close, it was only Aquaman and the Flash that were talking to him. But it was them.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be them. But, James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie takes place in this universe, and
right. Well, in a universe that he built with those characters, but it might not be the Zack Snyder universe per se.
It is using those versions of those characters.
Right. But like we said, there's just like with Marvel, there's a multiverse now. They're gonna pick and choose.
Oh, for sure. Secret Wars, we talked about, they have to do Secret Wars after Endgame. Like, what's the next thing? It has to be Secret Wars. It has to be Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's going to be a thing. And they're going to bring all the fucking Batmans that they can, all the Supermans that they can, and they're gonna do a
they'll
whole
probably
thing.
lead into something pretty huge.
Grant Gustin is gonna come back for that fucking movie. They're gonna put Stephen Amell's dumbass in that movie.
I'm just curious, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying anything bad because I've liked just about everything James Gunn has touched. But James Gunn has a tone for a lot of his things. He has this very over the top, very borderline R-rated, depending on Guardians. I mean, there were some jokes in Guardians that
everything he's done in DC is hard R. Peacemaker is hard R.
So I'm wondering how he does Superman, how he's going to oversee that storyline, how he's going to oversee the Flash. How I understand
he's not going to be writing all these movies.
No,
he's going to be the Kevin Feige. He's going to be the one that's saying, this movie needs to accomplish this, this, and this. Now go play. This movie needs to get us from here to here. Now go play. He's going to be the guy setting the breadcrumbs and figuring out what it's leading to and how we're going to bring all this shit together.
I completely get that. I'm just curious. Again, it's different. It's different. It's just a different feel. It reminds me of kind of like the Favreau-Filoni team up right now, but they're not running the Star Wars universe still.
Did you watch any of the Star Wars Tales of the Jedi?
I have not yet. I remember this week I've been. So I got to get to that.
If the check cleared, Sean will be able to talk all about it. But
I'm sure, because I'm sure he's watched it 10 times over. Did you watch Super Sons?
I didn't, but I really want to. I know Sean said he didn't like the animation, but I thought it looked really good.
Ryan does not care for Reeves' Batman.
It's definitely a different take.
What's up,
hey,
Brian?
What's up, Brian? Reeves' Batman definitely is a different take. It's a different Red Shed. Is it low? Did we watch the Red Shed?
We did. We put the review came out this week.
Which one was that? Was that the one
reviews
with the boy and next door is the witch or whatever?
I believe so.
Like the baby, they take the baby or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that movie's trash.
I think we gave it a better review, but I think that was because we watched a lot of trash before we watched that. So sometimes that impacts our reviews when we've seen bad things.
This was way better than those last two things we watched. At least it wasn't those.
At least it was coherent. No, so I'm curious on that. So we've got that. Also with DC announced that they're switching gears on the Green Lantern show.
Mm-hmm. Which they should have.
It's going to be focused on Jon Stewart, which I'm happy about.
Which they should have done from the beginning.
And I have his first appearance in his first time he takes Green Lantern.
Which I'm happy about because I might make some money.
I'm gonna make some money. Just bring back Swamp Thing. I got that Swamp Thing #1 as well. So I'm curious with that. I mean, they're already talking about a Keanu Constantine movie sequel. So like, where does that fall? How are they juggling all these balls? Because we know they're already building offshoots. Gunn's got control over like this bigger ball, but there's still offshoots with big names. The Joker's a big name, even though he's still a villain. He's still the most popular villain in all of comics. As much as we talk Thanos and we talk this, everybody knows the Joker. It's just who the Joker.
The Joker is one of the only villains, hardcore villain, never been an anti-hero, just a straight up villain that has as big a following as many of the major heroes.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have Batman on the other side. So like, how for the mainstream audience, because that's the other thing, that's the other focus here, right? Like it's not about always, I don't care if I have 15 Batman movies, but the mainstream audience, as we've seen, and we're seeing it in Marvel, it's happening now, right? There's superhero fatigue, right? Well, if I've got Ben Affleck showing up here in this movie as Batman here, and then I've got what's his face? I'm trying to blank on Pattinson showing up as Batman over here, and then who knows what they do with the Joker sequels? Maybe they end up bringing their own Batman there.
Well, Bruce is in those movies, but he's just a boy still.
We're right, but I mean, they could time jump it, right? Like who knows what they want to do. It's going to be very interesting, and with how the again, and I want to say because we're the audience for a lot of this, but we're not the mainstream audience, right? It gets
Right.
the
Well,
reason why Avengers and stuff makes billions of dollars is because my parents go to see those because they've gotten into it. My grandparents go see those, even if they're going to the $5 matinee, because it's like they've actually, it's an easier focus and an easier movie. Once the movies get convoluted,
but
a lot
see,
of that disappears.
but we're talking about this Warner Brothers Discovery company, right? The company that is not afraid to be like, we're not putting out fucking Batgirl.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they could walk up right now and say, we're not fucking doing the Joker 2. We're not fucking doing the Batman 2. You had your movies and that's it. And we're not going to create brand confusion. We are going to stick with this. James Gunn is in charge.
Right now, they have said that they are, so that is creating brand confusion. That's what I'm saying. That is in the
It's not too late.
It's not. But if they go forward with it, does that create brand confusion, and does that impact the bottom line overall? I think it could.
It could, and if it does, we'll see what kind of moves they make. I mean, like you said, I'm curious. I have faith in James Gunn taking over the main universe. I mean, so like,
I love Kevin Feige's remarks at the Black Panther premiere. He said, James has still got a lot of work to do for me until May, and then after that, I'll be the first in line to see whatever he does next. So I'm happy to hear that. Like, you know what? Like they're friends, they're partners. I guarantee, James will be picking his brain. Like, hey, I'm doing this. What do you think? Because that's the kind of guy Kevin Feige at least seems to be. I don't know.
He's like, hey, come on, Kevin. Like, let's figure it out. Let's iron it out. And then we can have like a Marvel versus DC movie. Come on, we can do it.
Could you imagine that? Yeah, they follow the comic book story, the Marvel versus DC one. Holy shit!
Could you imagine?
Holy shit!
Then What If comes out and it's like the Amalgam universe, where it's like
God,
the mixtures of all the characters.
Spider Boy, where it's Robin and fucking Spider-Man,
Dark Claw, fucking Wolverine, Batman, Super Soldier.
Be amazing.
So good.
And then you have them fight the Boys universe. Then it's just a massive crossover.
I don't care. Give it to me.
Ryan says, "Do you think they will go Crisis?" I do think.
They have to.
I think they start. I think they start with Flashpoint, which is what they're doing with Flash. You're gonna get the '89 Batman introduced. You're gonna get some other things going on, and then all of a sudden, you're gonna get a new Flash. I'm almost positive they're just gonna do that.
They're taking elements of Flashpoint, but it's
right. It's not a full Flashpoint. It's not like
Flashpoint is amazing.
What we thought Grant Gustin's Flashpoint.
That made me quit the show. I was like, I'm done.
We all did. We all watched it. We're like, this is garbage. I'm out. I don't think I've watched it since. Yes, James, I know I will watch Peacemaker. I mean, the fact that I know he dances with a dill.
It's so good.
They did Crisis, but we don't count the WB shows, James. We just said it. We can't count the WB shows. I think this is going to be different. This is going to be a different Crisis. This is going to be, on the Endgame, Infinity War, Secret Wars level. Like
CW does like the villain for the new. There was a set shots from the set of the new season of the Flash, the final season of the Flash, and it was fucking Red Death from fucking Dark Knight's Metal, like the evil Batman version of the Flash from some other universes in this. Like, they're not gonna. That's not they're not gonna use. That's not gonna be the backstory of Red Death. It's not gonna be fucking some Batman from another universe. Like, that doesn't make any sense for this universe in which Batman has not been established. So, they're just picking and choosing. I don't count anything they do.
Ryan, maybe a New 52. No, because I think New 52 is a failure for them. I think they feel comic-wise that the 52 storyline was a failure for them.
They try to do too much with that.
So I don't think they're going to do New 52. I mean, maybe they'll pick again pieces and parts. The Quarter Owls was part of the New 52, right?
See, but that's something they could really lean into. That's a big
That
chunk of the
that's to
fucking
me
Gotham Knights.
that's to me what damn Reeves should have been doing in his
Well,
story.
Court of Owls, Gotham Knights, that's one of the main parts of that game. So
And I love that. I love that story. When we read that trade, I was just like, "Oh, this is what I want. Like this is what I want." So
Court of Owls is rad. Like they're gonna definitely put that into live action at some point, and when they do, it's just gonna be awesome.
all right. Well, I know it's a short show. We got anything else to talk about before we call it a night? Because it's getting late, and we got one.
We still
last
got
horror
another movie.
Yeah,
Final horror movie of the 31 Days of Horror. We did it. You didn't get them all out every day, but we did it.
I know this week was rough. I was like, "Oh my god, I totally forgot."
Fucking dumped 3 movies in one day. Like, oops. Oh god.
Pissing
off. You're pissing off Mike D. He can't fucking catch a break with us. Our schedule is all fucked up.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I guess that's it. Talked a little bit of Marvel, talked a little bit of DC. We'll talk more in the upcoming weeks because we got Black Panther in a couple weeks. We got Guardians in a month or so, and then we'll see where the chips lie with everything else. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting few months here, kind of see how things play out and what comes out of the new DC studios.
Oh yeah, and it's no longer the DCEU, which is the DC universe, which is good.
It's not even universe, DC Studios.
That's the production company, but it's
but
just like MCU
Marvel Studios. Yeah, I know.
and Marvel Studios.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. So it's a lot of work. Watching some of these movies, man, it's like a chore. It's like a whole separate
and then having to edit
job.
and having to edit in the middle of the night and be like, oh crap, I forgot to edit these shows. And then like not listening and just dropping in the wrong intros and stuff to them. Oof. I've had to pull a couple shows down real quick because I put the wrong ending or whatever to it.
I think I did hear the Transformers one on one of them. I was like, what the hell?
You know what? I just left it on. I was like, I left it on all of them. I was like, forget it. I'm like, I'm not gonna re-edit this. I'm just doing it on all of them.
Oh, okay. I haven't been listening.
That's all right. So, all right. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you. This is Alil.
And this is Steve. And until next week, everybody, keep it geeky. I got confused. I was like, is it tomorrow night? Is it next? So many stupid reviews.